Hey, it's Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Steve Walling. My guest for the segment's Don Scordino with Realty Concepts. But before we go to Don, I want to take a moment. You know, I've done interviews with a lot of realtors, and we've talked about listings, and we've talked about a lot of things. But today, I'm going to talk to Don about something extremely special, an event that happened in his life that opened up something that's going to affect the entire community. And it was the idea of John Miller. Is that who it was?
John Miller, yeah.
Don, welcome to the show. Let's
Thank
talk
you.
about John Miller, because John Miller also was a realtor, wasn't he?
He was, and I would say one of my mentors from way back in the 80s.
Yeah, he was around for a while, but you got a call from John.
Yeah, in June I got a call from John, and he said, hey, my doctor gave me 30 to 60 days to live. He goes, I'd sure love to see you. So I went over there, and just like we always did, we started brainstorming, and we've come up with this drive or movement that we're putting it in place.
You know, Don, and we've talked about it, and we're going to share it with the audience in a minute here. I think it's absolutely awesome. You know, in the real estate world, you know, we have a seller and we have a buyer, and we have an agent generally for the seller and an agent generally for the buyer. But what most people don't realize is once we come to an agreed sales price, the seller's agent and the buyer's agent, they have to begin to work together in order to, you know, because there's a lot of things that have to be taken care of. T's have got to be crossed, I's have got to be dotted, you know, inspections have got to be done. And it doesn't happen with people working against each other. It happens with people working together. And that was John's idea in this event, wasn't it?
Yeah, he always mentored me and many other people on the spirit of cooperation. He said, you got to get together, talk, understand one another. You've got to find common ground, and you'll come up with a way to make it work.
You know,
and that's what we did here.
And in today's world, man, there is so much, you know, angst and conflict going on that you would come together, his idea and your idea to come together, to bring people together and to serve the community for the greater good, regardless of what side of the aisle or, you know, market that they're on.
Right. So what we have done is come up with the idea of two competing companies. And the first one we have is Realty Concepts and Guarantee Real Estate.
Now, you work for Realty Concepts.
I do.
And John retired from Guarantee.
Right.
So we got two, and they are competitors in this market, but they're coming together.
Yeah.
And they're coming together to put together and promote this blood drive that's coming up this weekend.
This Saturday.
Okay, which is, what's the date on that?
September 22nd.
September 22nd, we got a blood drive going on. If someone wants to participate, you know, it's not a specific location, there's several. Where do they go?
Okay, there's the 3 blood centers, and you can go to, well, there's one out on West Herndon. That's the main one, the Jenny Eller Blood Center on Herndon and Blythe. There's another one at Champlain and Perrin, and another one East Shaw, right off of First Street. Or if you're in Clovis, you can go to the Clovis Veterans Hall, and they're set up over there.
We got 4 different locations for this Saturday that will actively participate in this blood drive.
Right. So you can see the optimism that John had here, because we're not just doing a mobile bus.
Right.
You're
having an expectation that people are going to show up.
Yeah, so please do. Please.
That's important. But you know what, Don? It's more than just showing up. What the blood goes to in today's, so many products can come from a single pint of blood to affect many people's lives. You know, and when we get in the Central Valley area, we get people to come together that will take the time to donate a pint of blood, and that they'll do it in this specific way at this specific time in these places to create an idea, to create an outcome that competitors can come together, and the outcome is going to serve the local and greater community, and that's awesome.
Right. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I'm afraid of needles. I promise you, a paper cut hurts more than giving blood.
That's true. I've given more than a few pints in my life.
Yeah, and I've had more than a few paper cuts, and they do hurt worse.
Okay, and that's happening again. This is Saturday the 22nd. Great.
From 9 to 3.
9 to 3. But there's more coming, isn't there?
Oh, there is.
Okay, what do we got coming up after that?
November 1st through the 15th, we have 2 competing title companies. That'd be Chicago Title and Fidelity National Title. coming together with the John Miller Spirit of Cooperation food drive.
Oh.
Very timely right before
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Excellent.
So stay tuned for that. You'll
That's
hear
Chicago
about the
Title and
Fidelity National.
Fidelity National, and they're title companies. They're definitely competitors, and yet for this event, again, they're going to come together, cooperate to serve the community, to create a Thanksgiving dinner for people that have a need. That's awesome.
Right. And then after that, we have a second blood drive, conveniently just a little more than 2 months afterwards. So if you give blood this Saturday, you can give it
come
again.
back again. That's
right.
Great.
Somebody was thinking there.
Somebody was thinking, but you know what? Okay, Don, here's the deal. Let's get some good numbers this Saturday on this blood drive. I mean, you know, some real solid, we get it down and we can be excited, but then we'll use that as the benchmark for the second blood drive to increase our giving at that point. And then maybe down the line there may be another blood drive beyond that, you were saying possibly.
Yeah, right now I'm working on a fourth and a fifth event. The third event is being sponsored by Resource Lenders and Mid-Valley Financial, so two competing mortgage companies here in town. By the way, they all knew John Miller. It took me all of 30 seconds to get each one to say, we're in.
You know, okay, this is really great, and this is the real estate family community coming together. You've got brokers, you've got title companies, and these are lenders, right?
Yeah.
That are coming together. All right, well let's put it out there while we're talking about it for other potential competing businesses in the area to possibly find something that they can support under the John Miller umbrella to create something for our community. Yeah. Now, I put it out there to you. You know, you got a business, most businesses have competitors. Call your competitor up and say, you know what, there's this deal, and, you know, I'd like to do something, and if you'll join us, we'll serve the community. And they can get a hold of it. I'm going to put you in charge, Don.
I'm there.
Okay, and how do they get a hold of you?
My phone number is 559-213-0222.
Get a hold of Don, and you can help. But in the meantime, show up on Saturday. The blood centers or the VA out there in
the Veterans Hall.
Veterans Hall out there in Clovis, and help promote this. And Don, thank you for being on, and thank John, wherever he may be, for serving us. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And you come back, and we'll promote this again and again and again.
Okay.
And we're going to blow out our community. Now we got a little bit of a video to watch here at the end, so don't go away.
Folks, understand, you're giving just a small part of yourself that replenishes, your body replenishes itself. It's a gift that is replaceable. That's what we're doing with office to office, to bank to bank, to a liberal to a conservative. If you got a big heart, share it and nurture it. And so that's what I think we're doing here. And the neat part is, at the end of the donation, you get a Hostess Ding Dong, or you get an orange juice, maybe 2 orange juices.
It's usually why I give blood.